Basketball's not too popular in Ireland. We're sort of like a tertiary sport more even than secondary. But atmosphere wise, it all depends really. So like growing up, when you're playing underage games, we don't really play high school, middle school. It's more club basketball that we play. So like when you're young, all your parents come to the games, but then as you get older, it's sort of like they sort of stop coming and everything just as it goes. But then as you get older, like, and you start playing the senior leagues and everything, I was lucky enough to play in the senior league. I think I started when I was 17, 18, no, 17, I started playing in the senior leagues. You obviously get more and more people, so we get a few hundred people to those games. So the atmosphere at them games, specifically for my team, we're quite good. We're known for having some of the best fans in the country, and like they pride themselves on that. So in terms of atmosphere wise, for me, growing up, I was always lucky to be playing in a good environment.
Sweet. So, when did you start playing basketball, and was there any point in your career that you realized basketball could be like a ticket to the United States?
Yeah, so I started playing basketball when I was really young. So my mum got me, she played, so it sort of got me into it then. I played soccer big as well. So I started playing, I think, when I was about 4. Yeah, it was about 4, maybe, yeah, 4 or 5 is when I started playing. And then I just loved it straight away. So as I said, soccer, or what we call it, football. So like those were my two main sports, and growing up, my parents always like try and make both work for me. So like work around my schedule and everything. But then when I got to about 14, 15, I knew I was gonna have to make a choice because like I didn't have enough time for football, which is soccer or whatever, and basketball. So at 15, I sort of decided, yeah, I think basketball's gonna be the route I'm gonna take. I've like watched college basketball when I was young, so I was like, okay, so that's something I want to aspire to do. So I thought maybe if I worked hard enough, I'd get the opportunity to maybe come to the United States and play basketball over here. So worked hard enough, and luckily enough, I landed here at Santa Fe.
So, was there a coach, a teammate, or a club that really helped you get to where you're at now?
So I've been really lucky growing up. I've had a lot of older teammates when I got to play on older teams, like on men's teams, and I've had some very inspirational coaches who've like touched my lives in an aspect more so than basketball. So one of the people who really made me fall in love with the game, his name was Danny Nelson. So like he sort of put me on and like brought my love for the game to a next level. So he was quite inspirational in that sense. And then a guy who furthered along as well was a coach of my under-18 national team. He was the assistant coach at the time. His name is Puff Summers. So he actually went to Davidson College in North Carolina. So
Okay.
to get like his experiences, he's an American, he was a professional player in Ireland, so to get his like experience of what it is to come from over here and play and hear his stories and hear everything he had to say about it, it was definitely something I realised that I wanted to do, and he sort of guided me in the right direction and got me ready like skill wise and development wise as to what I was to expect. And then also I had teammates as well, so through the teammates who are quite big and helping me sort of prepare for coming over here was Jason Killeen, Paul Cummins, and Connor Grace. Connor Grace actually also went to Davidson with Puff Summers, and Connor went to Davidson. I think he led the conference of the rebounds one year, so Connor had a great college career. Jason went to Winthrop University, and Paul Cummins went to Lafayette. So like they all played a very high standard of basketball, and they know what they're doing. So they've been through it. They've came from Ireland to America, so their experiences were obviously different to Puffs, who came from America to Ireland. They knew what it was like for me to try and go from Ireland to make it to America. So their insight really was like influential and like very beneficial to me as a person coming over here.
Awesome. That's actually awesome to hear. So is your family still in Ireland?
Yeah, so my family are still back home in Dublin. That's probably the toughest thing.
Yeah.
So like when I was making the decision, like it was very difficult to sort of uproot from everything I knew. Like I had a girlfriend at the time, so it was a tough decision to try and like leave her and leave my family. Like it really killed me. But as I said, when I was young, this is something that I wanted to do. So I just knew I can't let anything stop me. This is what I want to do, and I can't look back and regret missing out on an opportunity like this. So I just had to stick with it and go with it.
Yeah. So obviously this is your second year here. Like you said earlier, there were some people back home that really helped you out. Are there people here at Santa Fe that have like stood out as leadership roles in your life?
Yeah. So last year our assistant coaches were quite good. Don't get me wrong, Coach Mary's a great guy, but it's good to communicate with assistant coaches as well on a more personal level, as opposed to the head coach who sort of like has to keep that separate as well. So our assistant coach last year were great. Even when I wasn't playing a whole lot of minutes last year, it was good to talk to them and them sort of help me through things. And then obviously teammates are huge. And one like my closest friends here, I've just like they're one of them is a teammate, one of them the team manager, and like they're just great guys. They like just speak wisdom to me all the time about basketball, about home. They just always have my back. So they're Jake Dawkins and Sion Lewis. Like it's just two really good people who keep me grounded over here. So like shout out to them for that.
Sweet. So going back to Ireland, where you're from, do you feel there are as many opportunities in basketball over there as here? Is that one of the reasons why you wanted to come over here? And what was it about Santa Fe that made you land here as opposed to anywhere else in the country?
So opportunity wise, there's definitely a whole lot more opportunities over here because one, basketball is so much bigger and it's a bigger country, so there's more opportunities that way. I could still get my education paid for and everything back home, but when I'm finished playing here, I actually want to go and play professionally as well.
Yeah.
So I feel for me to be playing against better competition, it's going to better me as a player. So like I'll be able to play better at a better level then after, as opposed to playing at home. So what was the second part of that question?
So like, what about Santa Fe?
Santa Fe, yeah.
Like,
So
how did you end up here at Santa Fe specifically out of anywhere else in the United States?
So I was actually talking to a school in Maryland, Loyola, Maryland, and there was problems with my grades and everything. So they reached out to Coach Murray about me, and then Coach Murray was lucky enough. Like I'm thankful for him as well for taking me on here. So he gave me the opportunity to come here and play here for 2 years. So I've enjoyed my time here definitely.
Sweet. So looking past Santa Fe, are there any spots you're looking to land in college basketball?
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
Anyone who wants to give me a scholarship, I'll be there. Obviously, if the situation fits right and everything. But like, yeah, in terms of where, I've no idea yet. It has to be determined. Yeah.
Sweet.